strength and conditioning coach, man, is having right now. He's a big Boston fan. He's from Boston.
Yeah.
So, I know he's happy and I don't know what. But, I mean, I don't see Boston, man, now when you play Golden State, is they going to show up? That's all I want to know. Are they going to show up or is they going to, man, get swept?
Hey, Boston can play, man. That's all that matters. Them boys can play. They still got to get rid of. They still got to get rid of Bron. No, it ain't done yet. Man, Cleveland can't play. No, the only person playing is LeBron. LeBron, the only one. He don't let nobody play. He want to dominate everything. He want to shoot the ball, rebound the ball, assist the ball. He another Russell Westbrook, and that's exactly where they gonna be out losing. When you play that isolation basketball, all you doing is isolating yourself to sit around there with an L.
What if Philly, man, get LeBron go to Philly and Kyrie go to Philly with that team over there?
Man, that would be ridiculous. It don't even make sense. It's like, why would you need all that? Golden State drafted that team. They drafted Steph Curry. They drafted Draymond Green. They drafted Klay Thompson. What are you punishing them for? They did the draft. Kevin Durant, right? That's the only player they got. They can't get one free agent. Well, hey, it ain't his fault he's good. It ain't his fault he's good. It's the way they play. It's the way they play. That's the difference. Golden State won a championship before they had Kevin Durant. They beat this bum LeBron James before they had him. Philly don't need that bum. What they need LeBron for? He old and done. He can't even play. All he gonna do is mess the game up.
Teach them.
Teach them what? He gonna make their game worse. All he do is make players worse. He get on the team and they can't even play because he want to dominate the ball all the time. They like, man, we ain't even running plays. We just letting you dribble out the clock and then you just throw us the ball and we supposed to shoot threes. That ain't what we went to college for. That ain't what we learned all these sets for. That's why they losing. The players ain't bad. LeBron's bad. And you think they just forgot how to play basketball once they got to Cleveland? You see how quickly Isaiah Thomas was out of there? No, I'm a truth teller. I'm a truth teller. He ain't just as good as the janitor for the Chicago Bulls. Are you kidding me? He wouldn't have lasted. He wouldn't have lasted in the NBA with Mike Nim for 10 seconds. That man ain't never be no Michael Jordan. I couldn't stand Mike. I'm a Detroit Piston fan. I'm a bad boy Piston fan. So I know for sure I didn't root for Michael Jordan. And I know he was way better than this guy. He was a problem. This guy here, no way. This guy here, he cries and get everything. They barely touch him. He got to go to the locker room. I'm like, oh my God. He couldn't last 10 minutes in this. Mike ain't never went to no locker room. Mike was out there playing with food poisoning. Nah. No, Mike just got the calls. Mike could get on the refs, but Mike got hit. You think we wasn't laying the wood to him? We was putting the wood on Mike. Yeah, I know they cried to the referees, but they took it. You know, that's what I'm saying. They took it. This dude ain't even taking it. If somebody mess up his mascara, he calling Adam Silver. I know, that's the league. I know that. You think I know the Bulls ain't better than the Pistons? I already know that. They couldn't beat us at all. Oh, no, it ain't about Mike. I understand what Mike was. Mike is better than this bum. That's all I know. Mike cried, but Mike put the ball in the basket. Mike put that ball in the basket when it was time. So all the crying he want, Mike was dunking on it. Mike was dunking. Mike was hitting shots. Mike was clutch. There is nothing about Mike they can't take away. Look, I'm the biggest Piston fan there is, but I understand our adversary. We had a great adversary that we had to defeat. This guy here, he can score all the points in the world. They still gonna lose. You can easily beat him because he plays one way. He plays one way. All he gotta dominate the entire ball. He gotta be the one dribbling it up, and then he tired. He can't do nothing. Mike was his age. Mike was still busting teams in the mouth. You know why? Because he went in there, he orchestrated a whole team to go over there. You forgot he took Chris Bosh, he took Mike Miller, he made a whole new team in Miami. And they still lost. They had to get Ray Allen and everybody else to come over there to help them out. And Dwayne Wade was putting up 26. But that's what they had. No. No, they winning. They ain't winning because they got a stacked team. They winning because they play basketball. Don't you see how they play? No, it ain't about no stack. They play defense. Don't you watch the game? Don't you see what they doing? They stack because the players develop. They develop their team. They didn't go and say, "Oh, they good. Let me grab him. Let me grab him." When they drafted Steph Curry, nobody wanted Steph Curry. The Knicks were the only people that wanted to get Steph Curry. Golden State picked him up in the draft, and he kept getting hurt every year. So they thought he was going to get traded. He didn't know he was going to be on Golden State no more. He had ankle problems. He kept getting hurt. Klay Thompson they drafted. He played. Mark Jackson drafted him. They drafted Draymond Green. They drafted these players, and they picked up veteran players like Livingston and Iguodala. They put them on the team. They created this. It took time to develop. Everybody trying to do a quick fix. All you got to do is play basketball and let your team develop. That's the problem these days. Y'all don't trust the process. Now Philly got something in motion. Now you want to mess all that up by bringing over. How Ben Simmons going to get good if LeBron James in the game? Dominating the ball, bringing the ball up. How Simmons going to get good? Teach him what? How to bring the ball up? How to create a shot? The shot is already there. He just got to learn how to shoot it. LeBron can't teach him how to shoot it. He can't shoot. LeBron is streaky. He is a streaky shooter. He even said himself, I'm not a jump shooter. We know. No, LeBron ain't going to teach him nothing, but all he going to do is digress his game. He going to be standing around while this old man dribbling the ball up. Ben Simmons can get past the court in like 2 seconds. You got to slow the game down because this old man coming up and down the court. If Kawhi Leonard, he fits the system. He plays basketball. So he fits perfect in Philly. If he's in Philly, that's perfect. They do not need this old guy who's older than everybody on the team slowing the game down because he can't, but he want to dominate the ball. When you old, you try to save and conserve energy by not having the ball in your hands, going down in the post, taking your guy out, doing things to save energy. He doing stuff to take energy away, bringing the ball up, trying to set the offense. He came out tonight scoring all them points. He burnt himself out in the first quarter. I sit there and told him, I said, look, this dummy done scored 19 in the first. And they laughing. I'm like, Boston laughing because they want this idiot to keep scoring. They're going to keep going at him on defense and let him keep trying to score. because he's trying to prove something to the media. That's how dumb LeBron is. He ain't great. I would love to see him be great. He was great one game in Toronto, and that was it. Other than that, he ain't done nothing.
All the past years, he ain't done nothing.
Nope.
He didn't come in the league doing nothing.
He came in the league out of high school. He came in. He was another athletic person. That's it. That's all he did is his athletics. He's got size and speed. He couldn't hit a jump shot to save his life coming in the league. All he could do was slash dunk, slash layups because athleticism got him by. And then he did improve, like he could pass and do all those things. I give him credit for that, but he's a role player. He's not a franchise player. The league. Oh my God. The NBA was do you understand that you're trying to, if Michael Jordan in high school could come and play in this NBA today, yes. You got to remember what NBA LeBron came into. LeBron came into a watered down NBA.
He came at the tail end of some of the great players, man, that was playing, man. He was out there.
Okay, man. Tell me what player was great in the tail end of their career. That's why it's called the tail end. That's like saying, hey, man, I scored 40 on Vince Carter. It's like Vince Carter, he's still in the league. That's because Ray Allen played at UConn. Ray Allen went to college. Ray Allen was a shooter. He ain't playing with no Kevin Garnett. LeBron ain't playing with no Kevin Garnett.
LeBron ain't playing with no Kevin Garnett.
No.
What are you talking about? Man, he was playing against the team when they was on Boston.
Yeah, he played against Kevin Garnett. And he lost. And he lost. And he lost when he was with Cleveland. And he took his butt to Miami and created a super team so he could go up against Kevin Garnett in Boston. But because they couldn't beat him. That's why he did it. That's why I'm like, what are you talking about? He is not even, I mean, LeBron James, that they catered to him because they needed a face that they could sell the NBA to. That's why he's in all the commercials. They do that because he got a personality. So they give him leeway. All this guy does is offensive foul people and shove people off and go up and lay up the ball. That's not great. Ain't nothing, like you watch LeBron play, that's all he do is offensive foul people in trouble. He takes 5 steps to the basket, the offensive foul people shoves them down and then dunks the ball. They just swallow the whistle. And I can't believe after you done seen the 80s and 90s basketball that you would think this guy is great. That's what I cannot believe it. They telling the truth about him because they didn't see greatness. When you have seen greatness, you saw Isaiah Lloyd Thomas III play for the Detroit Pistons, number 11. You have saw the greatest team in basketball creation, the Bad Boy Pistons, and you see a guy like this playing basketball. I'm like, Dennis Rodman would have shut him down in 10 seconds. He wouldn't have got a point on Rodman. I was like, man, they done shut him down. He wouldn't have played. He wouldn't even allowed to be the ball boy. They would have never even let him in the field. And he been crying because they insulted him on the bus. He's not even mentally strong. He is Scottie Pippen all over again. That is all he is another Scottie Pippen. He would have been scared to get off the bus. Shoot. Yeah, he couldn't run. He was scared because of a headache. LeBron would have been, if he'd played in a Bad Boy Piston era, you saw him tonight. He took one little shot on the jaw. He had to go to the locker room. I ain't seen Mike have to go to the locker room for nothing. Mike would be on the sideline like, I'm good. I'm in the game. I'm staying. Oh, no. We was laying the wood on Mike. No, we was touching Mike. The bad boy Pistons, we was touching Mike. I know, they stopped it with the flagrant foul and all that. Yeah, they created the flagrant foul for us so they could sneak the Bulls in the finals. I know all about it. But I know we was laying the wood on him for years. That's what I'm saying. LeBron would have been on the bench. He'd been crying. He'd been emotionally hurt because people was insulting him on the bus when they was pulling in. You know, he wouldn't be able to mentally take all that. He's been crying. Man, I don't like the way they said something about my wife and my mama on the bus. I'm like, they think this is tough now. Imagine then when they had to ride in on buses. The fans be saying all kind of outlandish stuff while you walking in there. You wouldn't have been able to take it. Yeah. Man, if he do that, he's the dumbest person on earth. But yeah, I mean, Floyd really just like let him go. Let him. I mean, Floyd want him to go with an L. Floyd gonna give him. He want him to fight on Macheco. He want to put him in a fight where he gonna get taught a lesson. Because Floyd trying to teach him the right way, but Tank just can't stay out of his own way. The thing, he ain't gotta tell Al. Now you know Tank like we know Tank. Tank ain't all mentally there. That stuff is on TMZ. They got it all on TMZ on video. You on the Instagram showing your jewelry at the store. They know what you spending, dummy. You out here making videos. He ain't gotta run tell Al. He ain't gotta run tell Al. It's all on the internet. You got it on the internet. You out there on TMZ breaking up fights. It's all on the line. What do Floyd really got to tell him? That's why I'm like, how is he telling on you and it's all over the internet? That's like something come on the news. Man, how they write it on me? Dog, you on the news. Whatever gets him in shape, it's fine. If he wants to leave, that's fine. But he was with Broner before. Broner gave him the Floyd because Broner wasn't in no position to deal with Tank. So Floyd them really got him the fights and got him in position to get the world title and gave him this little fame, gave him some money, bought him a truck, and it went all to his head. He blows money like nobody's business. He wouldn't even be with Al right now if it wasn't for Floyd, them putting him in position. So he want to go hang out. Yeah, he was with Al, but he wouldn't have been like featured with Al if it wasn't for Floyd. If Floyd wasn't with him and took him under his wing and like he was doing with AB, he wouldn't have had that kind of push to get those type of fights, to be in the feature fights, to be the main guy. If it wasn't for Floyd putting his arm around him, he wouldn't have had no TMZ, no press, Floyd introducing him to Snoop Dogg and all these people. You know, he wouldn't have had that kind of backing. So he would have been another guy Al got plenty of guys that signed to him. You know, they ain't got no type of publicity, shine, or nothing. So now it just went to his head. Some people can't take it. It's too much too fast.
Right. So, next question. So you believe that they saying there's a lot of rumors going around that saying that Al is, he ain't just putting on many as fights as he used to, and that he money running out and stuff like that. And, this is why Warriors ain't, been putting on no fights here and this and that, because they don't have that Al Heyman money no more.
No, Warriors don't have Al Heyman money no more. That fund is never gonna run out. They got billions in the fund. So the fund running out of money is never the issue. The thing is the platform, the dates, and the facilities. Like they don't have that many dates anymore. Like for television and everything else, because like they deal ran out on one of the networks, and they putting together fights, but it's not as many as it used to be when they first started because they had these network deals. So I was trying to find out if they're gonna go the streaming route where people could stream and get it, or they're gonna go through another platform. Well, they trying to do a streaming thing, but they don't have a platform yet. They don't have a platform. They got everything in play. They just got to try to get them a platform so that they'll be able to get the fights, like venues and set dates, and so that they can get the event set up. But yeah, he's trying to do that. They got the money. So right now, it's just like when the PBC first got started. They had everything. They had NBC, they had CBS, they had all these dates. So now when the PBC come back and they do events, now it's more smaller because they overspent money. You know, the first time they was all over the place. And they got the ball rolling quick, you know, with the fun. But the thing is, they got plenty of money. They really opened the door for a lot of different things to happen for this, something like this Eddie Hearn deal. It had never been done before in boxing. What the PBC did, man, to have that kind of money and the way they splurged it on like their fighters. Exactly, it opened the door. They using funds. They borrowing it from another hedge fund, just like the PBC did with their hedge fund. And it's going to mess up the game a little bit for a lot of these smaller promoters. But Eddie Hearn's coming in through the door saying he's willing to work with people. But for smaller promoters, that's going to mess up a lot of business and money. But for some people, it helped it. Like Lou DiBella. It helped Lou DiBella. Lou DiBella was putting on small shows. HBO wasn't really working with him. Then he got with Al Heyman and started doing shows and started making a killing. You know, and now Lou's back and bigger than life. You know, he's got Wilder on with his card, and Wilder's doing all these fights now in the Barclay, and they turning it up. So I was like, man, he stayed, you know, on the grind for a long time, and it's finally paying off for him. But go ahead.
What about this? I'm trying to find out what promoter now is kind of being consistent doing shows. I'm not talking about the three major ones like Top Rank. We know Golden Boy, and we know Al Heyman. But who's that mediocre promoter that's actually, you know, putting on shows? Is it GH3 or is it a King promotion? I'm talking about one of those. Who's doing good and who's staying irrelevant right now?
Right now, they like some of them are putting on cards, but most of them are working like with Top Rank or, you know, the smaller like banner promotions. The smaller ones, Kings, they do some, but it's really small. They do shows every now and then, but they mostly work with Al. And they'll wait till Al get them a date. And they normally do Florida. They do some Midwest, but mostly down in Florida, East Coast. You got Kings Boxing. They can get you some, but they can't guarantee you too much. Because a lot of them are either tied to Al or a lot of them. Yeah, they put some shows out in Philly. They like somewhere near Philly. They East Coast, but they mostly do in Miami, anything on the East Coast. And then you got what's his name? He puts on fights all the time in Philly. Gosh, what is his name? Can't even think. Michelle Rosado worked with him. That's the person that like mentored her. He puts on all.
Michelle Rosado. She work for Top Rank?
She don't work for Top Rank. She got her own little thing. She got in Tucson now. Now she's promoting in Tucson. Yeah, that's a market that's like it's rough. So that's a rough one. Oh my God! How can I forget this guy's name? And he's a veteran of the game. He's a veteran promoter, but he's been low key for a while. But he knows the business. I just can't think of his doggone name right now. And it's gonna hit me later, and I'm gonna be upset. But yeah, he's like the legend in Philly when it comes to promoting.
Okay. Did you see Josh McGreer last fight?
Nah, I didn't see his last fight.
He looked explosive. I give him that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he beat that Deshaun dude out of DC.
Russell Peltz. That's the guy's name. Russell Peltz.
Russell, I heard him. I heard of him.
Peltz boxing. Russell Peltz. I knew. I was like, this is gonna kill me. I was like, if I don't know Russell Peltz, I was like, yeah, Russell, man, he's the legend himself. Like yeah, he's the legend himself.
He's still working. He's still doing shows and stuff.
Yeah, they do shows. They do shows in Philly all the time. They still putting on shows. It's just smaller shows, but they put them on. Russell's still in the business. He showed Michelle, took her under his wing, showed her some of the rope.
Well, give me some advice. What type of advice would you give me as far as, okay, now that we have released from the world, how should we pursue to get Sean back on? Who should we target to kind of, get him to get signed well, or you know what I'm saying? Or what?
Well, the thing is, you got to check with Peter and see what direction that Peter, because you guys are with Peter now, right?
Yeah, we would yeah. So
yeah, Kevin, and Peter, right? So all you guys got to come up with a strategy and find out which direction is best for Sean, and look at his weight class and see where he is, because you don't want to see, if you sign with a smaller promoter, they'll be putting you in with guys with 10 times the size of Sean. It's gonna be hard for them to find guys Sean's size. He be fighting guys 10, 15 guys bigger than him, because they can't find anybody really on the that can fit his weight class, and they can't get him in time. So if you're on the West Coast and you're doing fights on the West Coast, then you're more able to find more fighters that's in his weight class where they're not too big. So that's the one thing about small promoters, is that they got to fight with what they got. They're these last minute replacement guy. It's like, wait a minute, this dude like 20 pounds bigger than me. Like, hey, we had to make it work. And the next thing you know, then Sean can't get him out of there because the guy was like 20 pounds bigger than him on the day of the fight, and then it looks bad on Sean. So you gotta definitely look at the weight classes and see what they're doing for the guys in their division, and seeing, because Sean should be fighting on the West Coast, period. Because that way you got better sparring out there. Those guys are die-hard 24 hours a day sparring. Like anything on the Miami, Florida, he can get good sparring there, but he'll definitely get it in like the Vegas and California, the Midwest. Those Mexicans there, they will fight you to the death and spar, so you get good work in, and that way you be ready, like you be sharp. Yeah, that's why most people go down there, because you get good sparring down there. So you'll want to go down there to get the sparring and get the work in. So
that's what I be trying to tell myself. I said, well, go to DC, and so Sean can then get some sparring with Rashid, with Barry Hunter's gym. Because in DC they got quite a few little guys that come out of there, man. They got a nice little. Yeah,
the thing about DC is, though, those guys fight like when they train like it's a real fight. I'm like, dog, you got to spar. You can't try to kill your opponent. Y'all fight so hard in sparring that you didn't killed each other in there. By the time you get to the fight, you done wore out the fighter. I'm like, that's what be killing Philly and DC fighters. They think like, yo, you got to go to the wall when you but we fight. We got wars in the. They're like, look, we ain't nobody getting paying to see no sparring fight. The job is to help. We ain't trying to destroy nobody in the sparring sessions. We understand. We trying to help each other. That's the point. We ain't got to kill each other. The fight is what we get paid to do. then we can go in there and do that. But I'm like, we ain't gonna do it in here for free, and it's just the fighters in here. Yeah, so you be worn out, and that's how people get injured, and they got injuries going into fights because they be killing each other in sparring. I'm like, man, but yeah, you will get good sparring now, and you get some good work.
What about over in Dallas, Houston area? Think you get some good work over there? I had him over in Dallas. He was over there with Ray Mendez.
Ray's pretty good. It depends on where you at. You can get some good work down there, like in Houston. Up there at Plex, they had with Ronnie Shields, they was doing pretty good work out there.
But they don't have no small guys in the Plex.
No, they mostly too big, and that's why the one time you get some good work in, but it's hard finding smaller fights out there. You know, most of those guys are big. Even the Mexicans are huge out there. And that's why when Samaje went out there and he got with Ronnie, and we got him put with Ronnie when he was up there at Plex, and he had his apartment, he had his stuff he was doing out there. When he was with the Charlos, he was basically one of the smallest guys. He was at 140. And they had everybody, Justin DeLoach, and the kid that's knocking everybody out.
What is he doing now with his
Samaje? I think he signed with Don King, and I don't know where I think he's fighting in a couple of months or something. I think he said he's fighting in this month. I think he said he's fighting in May. He might be fighting in New York or something.
He signed with Don King?
Yeah, he had signed with Don. So he said...
Shit. The boy, man, he just got, what's his name, released from Don King. What's his name? Got a release.
Sims, yeah, because that's who he was with, Anthony Sims Jr. I know we tried to get him a deal before in the past, Anthony Sims Jr., because we wrote the article up on him and we was trying to help him get a deal. But the deal had fell through because they had tried to get this endorsement thing off the ground and get some fighters under their belt. And they just couldn't get it done. They couldn't get the paperwork done, couldn't get the money in, so it ended up falling out flat. And Deontay finally started blowing up. You know, they couldn't get any sponsorship deals for Deontay at first, but now everybody wants a piece of Wilder.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, because they like, man, I'm like, he has always been that guy. Deontay Wilder has always been that guy. Deontay Wilder has always had that personality, everything. So he was but they couldn't get him no sponsorships because they wasn't trying to look to sponsor anybody in the fight game at that time.
Right.
And I don't know what it was, but damn, they was just like, man, you know, boxers, they don't get that kind of promotion.
I see. Hey, and for Samaje find out that kid they call a Rougarou, because they the same weight class. Who you think will win that fight?
Oh man, I don't know. I got to see what Samaje looking like right now, because I don't know like who's he training with. How, you know, with Samaje you got to see, you know, what's going on like around him. Like, is he in the gym working hard? Is, you know, what is he really doing? I haven't really seen it.
Shit, man, they said let's Destiny Butler. Man. They said Destiny Butler. Do you know Destiny?
You know, he was able to land some punches and get some shots in, but he was fighting like somebody had just let him. He fought Gary. I mean, Gary wasn't himself that night. I gotta admit that was not Gary Russell. I don't know who that was he fought, and that was the first time ever Gary Russell tried a nutritionist. and he beat Gary Russell so bad. It was like Gary Russell ain't never been that slow in his life. And I said, what in the world is wrong with Gary Russell Jr.? He can't even punch tonight. Like, it was bad. Everybody picked Gary Russell to beat Lomachenko. Lomachenko beat him easy. Every round. It was like, I was just like, I couldn't believe it. I was watching. I'm like, did they poison Gary Russell? Somebody gave him sleeping pills? What in the world going on in this fight? If you go online and watch that fight, you will be shocked because you have never seen Gary Russell fight like that, ever. And he said, I had a nutritionist for that fight, and he's like, I've never used a nutritionist before. And he said, I'm never using one again. I was...
Well, he got 135 now, right?
Yeah.
So, do you think 135, he did get dropped now?
Yeah, it's a different world for him. It's like the Nonito Dunier. You know, Nonito kept going up. He could hit, and his power can carry him up there, but you getting hit by bigger boys. So they're going to be careful with who they put him in the ring with, you know, as far as size. But they talking about putting him in there with Pacquiao at 140. I'm like, man, that's crazy. Pacquiao hurt him. Pacquiao he would win rounds over Manny, but Manny hit him one time, he going to feel it. Manny still can pop. So Manny would make him feel it. But at 135, like, a fight with him and Mikey Garcia would be dangerous. Like, they still trying to do the, my man, you know, E. Bunny and Mikey Garcia fight. They supposed to be doing a unification in July.
Right.
They working on that to get that done. And I was...
Get that fight up. He gonna get that fight up.
Man, I hope not. Because I was like, E. Bunny could run that whole division. I'm like, dude, at your weight, if you can keep making weight, you'll be all right. If you can keep making 35, your size and length, there's no way you should lose. And he keep giving up his size, giving up his height.
He gotta stop brawling, though, man, with the moves, man.
I know, that's what I'm saying. He giving up his height. He stopped doing all the stuff. When he won this one fight, I remember after the fight, I told him, I said, man, you won. And you beat him easy. But I'm like, you gotta stop telegraphing that left hook. If you fight somebody with experience, that's gonna be your downfall. Don't get comfortable doing that. Fighting these lesser guys, telegraphing your left hook. He looked at me like I was crazy. I said, I'm telling you to save you. Because I actually like the way you fight. You could be the next Thomas Hearns at this division. I'm telling you to protect you. Because people are going to set you up once they know you looking to just land that big left. They know that left hook coming. They're going to set you up. And you're going to get hurt. And he been set up for it like 3 times and got buckled. And I'm like, see, he been set up. They timing it. They know you trying to hit them with the left. And as soon as he do, because he bends himself down, he gives up his position and leans in, and he starts bringing his height down to their level. And they putting him in with people that can crack like Fortuna. Fortuna is heavy-handed. He's not that technical, but he's real heavy-handed. And I was like, that's the scouting report on him. You don't give him no big shots. So you let him try to lunge till he get tired. Then you start going to work. Man, he was giving up too much too early. Man, Fortuna was hitting him. I was like, I saw the legs buckle. I'm like, man, dude, you getting hit unnecessarily. You taking too many of these shots. And you get in a big fight and somebody crack you, you know, that's not going to be good. The only good thing for him is that Mikey's coming down to 35 after moving up from 40. Because that guy gave him hell at 40. And he ain't ready for 140. So he went down to he coming back down to 35. And that's the best thing for Robert Easter Jr.
Hey, one last question before we go, man.
Yeah.
What kind of ranks would you give a shot if we fight Josh Greer?
If he fight Josh who?
Josh Greer.
Oh, if he fight Josh Greer, all you got to do is jab him. Stay on the angle, stay on his shoulder. Stay on his left shoulder, jab him, make him exert himself. Then you take it to him. take it to him late. Do not take it to him early. Let him try to be the guy. He will make mistakes. Stay on his left shoulder. Keep the jabs coming. Throw right hands right over his left shoulder. All you got to do, you'll beat him. Let him. He's going to try to be impressive early. Let him make the mistakes. He's going to do all that work for you. He's good.
All his shots right off the bat.
Exactly. Stay on his left shoulder. Jab. Stay on his left shoulder. So he got to reach over to try to hit you. It ain't gonna be no power on it. Stay on his left shoulder. Throw the right hand over the left. Keep turning him. Let him. Just give him the boxing lesson. He's never had nobody with any skill set to really challenge him at that level. With that kind of where he got to think. And he can't get nobody out of there because he's trying to land one big shot.
You think his boxing IQ is better than his?
Yeah. If he listens to their strategy and that game plan, he will never lose to him. Ever. Because that guy wouldn't know how to deal with it. You gotta be able to turn. Sean got better footwork than him. So all you gotta do is keep turning him. And then let him stay over his shoulder. Keep the punches coming over the right hand, always over his left shoulder. He keeps his hand low when he jabs. You'll shoot the right hand over the shoulder all the time. He's gonna lunge. He's gonna try to impress. So he's gonna press. He's gonna try to push it and make the mistakes. And Sean feint him, go to the body, break him down. By the time it gets to the later rounds, he ain't gonna have nothing left. Then you can take it to him. Then you can work him out. He'll be mentally exhausted because he ain't gonna know what has happened to him. He gonna be frustrated because he ain't gonna be able to get off.
That's right. I like that, yo.
Oh yeah.
I like that. That sounds just about right.
Yeah, that's about right. That is exactly how it would go.
All right, man. I'm gonna ask Sean to send you over that letter. I mean that email, and then you write something up, and that will be good. I'm gonna send it to you now.
Okay, cool. I'll write it up. It'll be up tomorrow.
All right, bro.
All right.
Get back with you, man. Peace, man.
All right, peace. All right, have a good night.